Good morning. Before the world gets loud, before the phone starts buzzing, the emails start stacking, and life starts demanding, take a moment, stand still, breathe. This moment is yours. Every morning is a chance, a brand new page. And what you tell yourself at the start, it matters. Words shape perspective. Thoughts become things. And if you want to win the day, you start by winning your mind. So here are 5 things you need to tell yourself every morning. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. I am built for this. There is a strength inside of you that has been shaped by every challenge you've faced, every setback you've endured, and every doubt you've had to silence. When you wake up in the morning and remind yourself that you are built for this, you're not just offering yourself a compliment, you're making a declaration of truth. Life doesn't hand out easy days, and it certainly doesn't promise a smooth ride, but you are still here, you're still breathing. That's not by chance, that's not luck, that's resilience, and it's proof that you were never made to crumble under pressure. You were made to rise through it. Think back to the times when you thought it was over, the moments when the weight felt unbearable, when the noise in your head screamed that you wouldn't make it, when the ground felt like it was giving out beneath you. You made it through. You might not have been perfect, you might have crawled through parts of it, but you're still standing. That's not weakness, that's power. That's built-in strength most people overlook because they're too busy focusing on where they fell instead of how many times they got up. You have a history of winning battles people didn't even know you were fighting. You've walked into rooms with a smile while carrying the weight of anxiety, fear, or loss. You've shown up when everything in you wanted to quit. That's not something to ignore. That's something to recognize every single morning. Because when life hits you again, and it will, you don't have to scramble to find your courage. It's already there. It's always been there. You just have to remember it. Being built for this doesn't mean you don't struggle. It doesn't mean you don't feel pain or doubt or pressure. It means that even when you do, you keep going. It means you've developed the ability to move forward without every answer, to face fear and still choose action, to stand in the middle of uncertainty and not collapse. That's not ordinary. That's rare, and it's yours. People often wait until they feel ready before they take on something hard. But readiness isn't a feeling, it's a mindset. And when you tell yourself, I am built for this, you activate that mindset. You stop looking at problems as reasons to give up and start seeing them as the training ground for your next breakthrough. You stop underestimating what you're capable of and start stepping into what you've already been preparing for through the sleepless nights, the silent battles, the tears, the discipline, the decisions nobody clapped for. That's where you were built. Everything that's brought you here has not been random. The pain wasn't pointless. The detours weren't wasted. The struggle wasn't just something to get through. It was something that formed you, molded you, forged a version of you that's stronger than yesterday. So when today brings a challenge, whether it's something external like stress, work, or relationships, or something internal like fear or doubt, you don't shrink. You don't hide. You face it with the fire of someone who knows, I was made for this moment. I don't need permission. I don't need perfect timing. I just need to remember who I am and what I've already overcome to be standing here today. I get better every day. Progress isn't always loud. It's not always seen or celebrated. Sometimes it's just you quietly doing the work no one notices. But that's where transformation lives, in the small, consistent actions that add up over time. When you tell yourself, I get better every day, you're anchoring yourself in a mindset that values growth over perfection. You're shifting focus from where you're not yet to how far you've come and how much further you're capable of going. Every single day is an opportunity to improve, even if it's just by 1%. That doesn't mean massive breakthroughs all the time. It could mean waking up 5 minutes earlier, saying no to what drains you, showing up for your goals even when motivation is low. Could mean learning something new, having a hard conversation, or simply choosing patience when you would have reacted with frustration yesterday. These aren't just habits, they're proof of evolution. They're signs that you are in motion, that you're not stuck, that you are in fact getting better. Self-growth doesn't look the same every day. Some days it's hitting your goals with full intensity, knocking things off your list with momentum and clarity. Other days, growth looks like rest, like taking care of your mental health, giving yourself grace and not letting guilt trick you into thinking that rest is weakness. Growth can be messy, inconsistent, and quiet, but every time you choose progress over comfort, discipline over distraction, you're investing in a better version of yourself. And those investments compound. You're not meant to be who you were yesterday. That version of you served a purpose, but each day you're supposed to refine, to adjust, to evolve. The moment you believe you've peaked is the moment you begin to decline. Growth is a daily decision. It's not automatic. It takes awareness. It takes effort. It takes being honest with yourself about what's working, what's not, and what you're willing to do to level up. And the best part is, you're in full control of that process. No one else has that power unless you hand it to them. You don't need to compare your journey to someone else's. What matters is that you're moving forward on your own path at your own pace. You could be healing from something heavy and still be getting better. You could be building a dream that hasn't materialized yet and still be making progress. You could be falling short of your own expectations and still be evolving, because self-awareness itself is part of growth. Every lesson, every failure, every time you try again, it's shaping you. And it's not just about becoming more productive or more skilled. Getting better also means becoming more self-aware, more intentional, more aligned with your values. It means understanding your patterns, breaking the ones that hold you back, and reinforcing the ones that push you forward. It's in the moments when you choose growth, even when no one is watching, when you turn down the noise of self-doubt and tune in to that quiet voice that says, keep going, you're getting there. There's power in knowing that who you are today is not your final form, that you can wake up tomorrow and be sharper, stronger, wiser, more focused. There is no ceiling when it comes to personal growth, only the ones we place on ourselves through fear, doubt, or hesitation. But the minute you start seeing every day as a new opportunity to improve, those limits begin to fade. The work becomes less about proving something to others and more about becoming someone you're proud of. I control my focus. Every day begins with a choice, where you place your attention. That one decision can shape everything: your mood, your mindset, your energy, and your results. Focus is the steering wheel of your life, and you're the one holding it. No matter how loud the world gets, no matter how many distractions try to pull you off track, the power to decide what matters belongs to you. Focus isn't just about productivity, it's about direction. It's about choosing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. There will always be noise. Social media, opinions, drama, negativity, worry, it's everywhere. But none of that matters if you don't feed it. What you water grows. What you give your attention to expands. When you tell yourself, I control my focus, you are taking ownership of your reality. You are refusing to be pulled in 1,000 directions by things that don't serve your purpose. You are reminding yourself that clarity is a decision, not a luxury. Your goals, your dreams, your personal growth, they all require attention. They require effort. And in a world that's constantly competing for your eyes and ears, it takes discipline to say, this is where I'm placing my focus. You don't need to chase everything. You just need to lock in on the right things. And that's where your power is. When your focus is scattered, your energy gets diluted. But when it's centered, when it's aimed with intention, you become unstoppable. You can't control every situation. You can't control what people do or say, but you can always control how you respond. And the way you respond begins with what you choose to focus on. You can look at setbacks and see failure, or you can look at them and see lessons. You can look at a long road ahead and feel overwhelmed, or you can focus on the next step and feel empowered. What you choose to see determines how you feel, and how you feel influences how you act. Focus also determines the quality of your relationships. Are you listening to understand or just to reply? Are you showing up fully present or distracted and half engaged? Your attention is one of the most valuable things you can offer to your work, to the people you care about, and to yourself. When you give your full focus to the moment, you get the most out of it. You experience life in high definition instead of going through the motion. There will be days when your mind wants to drift, when fear, doubt, or frustration creep in. That's normal, but even then, you have the power to redirect. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it deserves a home there. Just because something grabs your attention doesn't mean it deserves your focus. You can observe it, acknowledge it, and choose to move your attention back to what matters. That's the mental muscle you build over time, and every rep makes you stronger. Mastering focus is about being intentional. It's about asking yourself, is this moving me closer to who I want to become? If the answer is no, you shift. You realign. You don't let temporary distractions steal long-term progress. You protect your mind like you protect your most valuable assets, because it is one. Focus is fuel. It's the difference between drifting through your day and driving it, between reacting and leading, between existing and evolving. When you train your mind to focus on purpose, growth, and gratitude, you begin to reshape your entire life from the inside out. I am worthy of success and happiness. This is not just a motivational phrase. It's a truth that needs to live deep within you, because too many people walk through life acting like they have to earn permission to feel good about themselves, like they have to reach a certain level, check a certain box, or win a certain prize before they can accept joy or believe they deserve something great. That belief is a lie. You don't have to wait until you're perfect, rich, famous, or flawless to feel worthy. You're worthy right now, as you are. Self-worth isn't based on your achievements. It's not based on how many people validate you or how much praise you collect. It's internal. It's built from a decision to believe that you matter even when no one is watching, even when you're in the middle of the process, even when you haven't hit all your goals. When you wake up and say, I am worthy of success and happiness, you're not being arrogant. You're owning your value. You're choosing to stop shrinking for the comfort of others. You're choosing to step into your life with confidence instead of constantly waiting to be told it's okay to feel good. Happiness isn't something that only shows up after you've earned it. Success isn't something only a select few are allowed to have. They are both things that grow when you decide to believe you're capable and deserving. That belief changes how you show up. When you believe you're worthy, you stop chasing things out of desperation or fear. You pursue them with confidence, knowing that success isn't about proving your value, it's about expressing it. The world will try to tell you that you need to be more of something, more productive, more attractive, more liked, before you're allowed to feel good about yourself. But that's just noise. The truth is, worth isn't something you earn, it's something you own. And the moment you claim it, the way you carry yourself changes. You speak differently, you move differently. You stop begging for scraps of validation and start expecting a seat at the table. Not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you finally understand you're not less than anyone either. Saying I am worthy out loud every day is an act of rebellion against the self-doubt that's been built into so many people over time. It's a reminder that you don't have to stay small just because you've been made to feel that way. You don't have to keep proving yourself to people who were never going to see your value in the first place. You don't have to keep replaying old stories in your head that tell you why you're not enough, because you are enough. Right now, in this moment, without changing a thing, that doesn't mean you won't grow. It doesn't mean you won't evolve. It means that your growth is rooted in self-respect, not self-rejection. It means you can reach for more without feeling like you're not already something. You're not chasing success to fill a void. You're reaching for it because it's a natural expression of your potential. You're not waiting for happiness to find you. You're creating space for it because you believe you deserve to feel it. Believing in your worth changes how you handle failure too. When you know you're worthy, You don't see failure as proof that you're not good enough. You see it as part of the path, a step, not a sentence. You keep going because your worth isn't tied to the outcome. It's already locked in. It's already solid. And because of that belief, you keep showing up. You keep aiming high. You keep choosing yourself even when no one else does. Let's go get it. This is more than just a call to action. It's a declaration, a mindset, a promise to yourself. Every morning you wake up, there is a moment to decide. Will I sit back and wait for things to happen? Or will I step into my power and go after what I want? Let's go get it is the commitment to showing up fully for your own life, for your dreams, and for your purpose, no matter the obstacles that may stand in your way. It's the mental shift from passivity to active pursuit, from waiting to making things happen. Too often we wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances before we take action. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There will always be reasons to hold back, to wait, to question if now is the right moment. But if you keep waiting, you'll never move forward. Progress doesn't happen when you're on the sidelines. It happens when you get in the game, when you take risks, and when you decide that waiting no longer serves you. Telling yourself, let's go get it, means you are ready to stop playing small. You're ready to stop holding yourself back because of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. Yes, there will be challenges ahead, but the difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is their willingness to face those challenges head on. It's the ability to stand up even when it feels easier to stay down and say, I'm going to push through anyway. I'm going to find a way. This mindset is what turns an idea into reality. Every great achievement, every success story started with someone who refused to let fear or doubt stop them. They took action, even when they weren't sure how everything would unfold. They understood that every step forward, no matter how small, was progress. Every decision, every move, even if it didn't work out perfectly, got them closer to where they needed to be. And that is the power of the mindset that says, let's go get it. It's about relentless pursuit. It's about believing in yourself enough to go after what you want, even when you don't know exactly how it will happen. Let's go get it is also about owning your power. It's understanding that you have the ability to create your own opportunities. It's about not waiting for someone else to hand you the life you want, but going out and building it yourself. You may not have all the resources or all the answers, but you have everything you need to begin. The path isn't always clear, but the courage to take the first step is what matters most. Once you take that step, you'll start to see the pieces fall into place. In every challenge, there is an opportunity. When things get tough, when you feel like quitting, when the road ahead seems impossible, let's go get it is your reminder that growth happens in discomfort. It's in the struggles that we learn, that we discover our true strength, and that we become the people we were meant to be. When you approach your obstacles with the attitude of let's go get it, you turn every setback into a lesson, every roadblock into a stepping stone. You stop seeing them as barriers and start seeing them as the very tools that will help you level up. This mindset also requires you to show up for yourself every single day. It's about consistency. You don't have to feel motivated every moment of the journey. Motivation will come and go, but commitment will carry you through. Let's go get it is the promise you make to yourself to keep going even when things get hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when the world seems to be moving against you. It's about choosing to show up anyway, and in doing so, proving to yourself that you are capable of much more than you realize. When you wake up in the morning and say, let's go get it, you're not just preparing to face the day, you're preparing to take on life with the energy, the passion, and the resolve to make it happen. You're telling yourself that there's nothing out of your reach, nothing that can hold you back if you stay focused, stay determined, and keep going after what you want. It's time to stop waiting and start creating. The life you desire is out there, waiting for you to claim it. So get up, get moving, and go get it.